Hello, everybody. 大家好. I know it's been a while since I made my last video, and during those time, a lot of crazy things have happened. In case you're not aware of what's going on in the world, which makes me very much admire your situation. This coronavirus definitely has changed the world into a quite different place. A lot of things are different now, and among those things, one thing that I care the most is the Chinese learning in an overseas environment. It's definitely gonna take a hit, I think. It seems like so. I would predict that less programs or activities or less students are going to pick a Chinese as their field of studies in the future, especially the near future. I mean, this is all due to the conflict between China and the rest of the world, but mainly the West, especially in America. A lot of bickering, a lot of trash talking, a lot of bad feelings, you know. I mean, during this whole conflict, China is mainly being blamed for hoarding the PPE at the early stage of the pandemic, and supplying PPE of low quality, and most importantly, China is being blamed for not being responsible, hiding information, not being transparent, and then at the same time, China is denying all this, and they're saying you're not responsible, you're not transparent, you're just trying to attack us for the sake of doing that. You're just trying to throw us down under the bus. Well, as a result, it seems like there are less cooperation than what there's supposed to be. And even there's some sort of hate crimes against the Chinese overseas, or even there's some sort of military tension, which is a little bit scary. I think there should be many reasons behind all this argument, economically or politically. As a Chinese teacher who teaches language and culture, I would say one of the very important reasons would be the miscommunication based on the culture misunderstanding. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't argue or the argument is wrong. What I'm trying to say is if China and the West understand each other a little bit more, then the situation might be a little bit better. I can give you some examples. I've been talking a lot with my Chinese friend back in China about the Western view or Western media, which they all pretty angry about, right? And I would explain to them very patiently. I mean, you have to be really patient at this time because everybody's a bit emotional. That's what the Western media do. They criticize openly, right? That's how they find problems. They're not only criticizing you, they're criticizing their own government, their own president, or their own people even. If you understand that's what they're doing, then you would be less angry. They're not trying to attack you maliciously. And then I talk to my Western friends and saying, of course China is hiding information. It's not like they're trying to make bold-faced lies. They're trying to intentionally hurt somebody. From Chinese perspective, overall speaking, it's some sort of a white lie that a lot of Chinese or most Chinese people understand and sort of accept. It's like a doctor is telling a patient that not telling the patient that he is getting cancer, or a manager is not telling their employees that they are facing a grave financial problems, just trying to rally their morale to work against the problems and to solve it. If you want to retrieve information from China, do not just criticize them. Do not just criticize them openly. Talk to them behind closed doors. Give them a phone call. Things might be much better. I don't know if you remember that Donald Trump kept calling this virus Chinese virus or China virus in the press conferences, right? And that was unbelievably uncool. And then he called Xi Jinping. I have no idea what they talked about, but after the call, Donald Trump stopped doing that. A phone call might help a lot, okay, in this situation. So having said all that, I guess the reason why I'm making this video is to encourage you, the people who have already started learning Chinese, to not just quit, right? To continue, because the world needs more of us right now. Okay, the world needs more people who understand the Western culture and the Chinese culture, both very well, and so we can help with the communication. We can help with the culture understanding between each other, and they will work together more likely to fight against our mutual enemy, this virus, instead of wasting so much energy bickering between us. Okay, that's all. Thanks very much for watching, and I will try to make more videos about HSK Chinese learning in the near future to help you.